Let's get to Bob Pisani. Hey, Bob.
Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. This happened yesterday. We started out strong and just through the middle of the morning kind of weakends. Happened again today, a little earlier. Take a look. Defensive kind of leading here. REIT stocks doing better early on. They've been a good leadership group all throughout the quarter. Now just turned negative. As you can see, all these were positive at the open. Energy, industrials, banks a little bit worse overall here. The market trends, well, here's the good news. The earnings keep rising. I'm talking about the third and fourth quarter estimates, which is what matters. The margins are 13%. They're records for the first and second quarter, and that's why the market's holding up. The trend overall, though, kind of flattish, not surprising for this time of year. The leadership, you might say, oh, it's tech. Well, actually, this quarter, it's been very defensive. Utilities and real estate investment trusts are the main leadership groups. And, of course, the big market mover is the Delta variant. Who can solve the Delta riddle? That's the question. Is it going to wane? Is it going to get more intense? Is it just going to fizzle out? Nobody quite know. A lot of comments on this morning. We saw some things, for example, with Marriott, the CEO there, Anthony Capuano, just making some comments this morning. Fairly positive overall. We're keeping a close eye on the Delta and other variant strains. We're optimistic the upward trajectory of the global recovery will continue. They had double the revenues from a year ago, but if you take a look here, Marriott down a little bit here, slightly short, I think, those revenues of bullish expectations. You see the travel and leisure stocks, particularly the rest of the hotels, all trading down today. DuPont really benefiting from that rebound. I know Jim spoke about it earlier, but in chips and autos, and you take a look at these numbers here, they're excellent. Electronics and industrials, materials and mobility and materials, that's the auto sector. They raised prices in that sector 13% in the quarter to offset higher raw material costs. So I know Clorox was not able to raise the prices to offset commodity cost inflation, but other companies, and it looks like DuPont is able to do that. So they did very, very well. DuPont's held up pretty well throughout the quarter, as you can see. Maybe a little bit worse than the S&P 500. Finally, just want to note Simon Property Group raising its funds from operation, the FFO guidance. That's really what matters with the REITs. Sales at its shopping centers returned to pre-pandemic levels in June. So generally the comments very optimistic still. And even on the COVID variants, most of the comments have been positive. Heineken, one of the very few yesterday that said that they've had a definite sales impact, but they were specifically referring to Southeast Asia, to Vietnam, to Malaysia, and Indonesia. So still waiting for a little bit more on what's going on there. David, very proud of you and your efforts last night. John Jacob Astor, the wonderful question at the end. You know, that's the Empire State Building. In 1992, I went back there for its 30th anniversary to do a story, and I found the original John Jacob Astor maps for the property. There was a large stream going right through the middle, and I asked the head of the Empire State Building, what happened to this giant stream that's right here on the Astor map? And he said, it's still there. And they took me into the basement, 8 stories below the building. The stream that John Jacob Astor bought is still there. They have to pump the water out every single day. There's a giant pumping system 8 stories down to pump all the water out from that stream that's still there. And, of course, as you noted, John Jacob Astor was the largest property owner in New York in the mid-1800s.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.